Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Totally hit that subscribe button if you are new. I am trying to get better about posting every day, or not every day, that's like totally irrational for me. At least once a week would be ideal. I'm right now posting like 2 times a month, but I am going to school full-time and working my new job at Dutch Bros full-time. So I've been really busy. Today, obviously, if you read the title of this video, I'm doing a story time. I think this story is pretty interesting, and I honestly love telling people this story, so I thought I'd make a YouTube video about it because I always watch story times on YouTube of other people telling different stories and experiences that they've gone through. So with that being said, let's get into the story. So basically, it was right after senior year of high school. I graduated, and me and my family and my best friend went to the Dominican Republic. We stayed at this really nice resort. The resort was like great and awesome, but that's not the point. So we decided to go deep sea fishing while we were there, and they tell you to book with the resort, and if you book outside the resort, it's gonna be really sketchy. But if we booked outside the resort, it was like $300 cheaper to go deep sea fishing. So we were like, you know, what the heck, we're gonna do it. Doesn't seem that fishy. So we booked outside the resort. And the day comes around when we are going deep sea fishing, and we get picked up in this white van at the resort. And our bus driver alone was like pretty sketchy. No one there speaks English, by the way, so it was just like very hard to communicate with everyone around us. Besides, on the resort they spoke English. So he picks us up, and it's a third world country. There's no rules to the road. Everyone's kind of driving however the heck they want to drive on whatever side of the road they want to drive on. So our bus driver is just doing his thing. He literally almost hits this lady that's like running across the street, which was just like the start. And then all of a sudden he pulls over into the dirt like super quick and just gets out the van and leaves us there and doesn't say a word to us. Like, doesn't even say a word. It's really hot. It's like the middle of summer, keep in mind. So it is hot. Like, the air conditioning in the bus is not working, and he just runs across traffic to this little shack. It's a third world country, so there's like no finished construction. There's a lot of construction going on, and like all the buildings that do exist are very shady looking. So he runs over to this little shack and comes back with like this little clear cup, not even filled to the top, of some type of drink. I have like no idea what was in that cup. I don't know if it was like alcohol or if it was just like a freaking Coke. I don't know, but he didn't even say anything. He just went and got a drink and then came back to the bus and then proceeds to drive us to the beach. So we get to the beach, and this excursion is only supposed to be 3 to 4 hours long. Like, the deep sea trip is only supposed to be 3 to 4 hours long. So we get onto the beach. They put life vests on all of us. We have like a pretty big group. It's my family, a few of my family's friends, and then my best friend, my sister, my brother, all that. So we all get life jackets on, and we get on this little tiny boat, which drives us out into deeper in the ocean where the deep sea fishing boat was, because they couldn't, I guess, bring it to the shore. So then when we approach the deep sea fishing boat, we all kind of have to like jump onto that. We had to like jump onto that boat, and we have people in my group from tiny little people like me to like much bigger people. So we have like a variety of sized people in our group as well. So finally we all got on the deep sea fishing boat. I'm gonna insert a picture right here of like what the boat kind of looks like. I can't really find a picture of exactly the same boat, but you'll get the idea just from this picture. Once we get on that boat, it has like 5 different fishing reels that you can cast out. Like 2 on the side, 2 on each side, and then 1 from the top. As soon as we get on there, we cast all the reels out and we start driving deep into the ocean. We caught a fish like right away. When you catch a fish, they reel in like all other 4 lines, so you can just focus on that one. So we did that, but we ended up losing the fish, and so we had casted all 5 back out. Right, and this whole time we are still driving deeper and deeper into the ocean. Eventually we get another catch and reel the other 4 in, and like everyone starts working on reeling this fish in, okay? Meanwhile, I took like motion sickness medication or the pill or whatever before I got on the boat, And that was my first time ever taking it in my life, and I don't get motion sickness, so I don't even know why I took it, but I did, and it made me feel really sick. I think it like gave me motion sickness instead of like preventing it, because I've never gotten motion sickness and I go to the lake all the time. I'm very used to being on boats, so it was just really weird. I got really sick and nauseous, so I went up to the top level of the boat and was kind of just like laying down up there, feeling really sick, and like everyone else was down at the bottom of the boat reeling this fish in. That's my litter box. I'm just gonna wait for that to be over. Anyway, so yeah, I'm on the top deck like dying, and a few other people with us got motion sickness as well. So we're up there, like the top deck was just meant for people that were just like not feeling good. And down on the bottom deck, they're reeling in this fish. Keep in mind, we had 2 captains on the boat. Neither of them spoke English, okay? So we're reeling this fish in, but as you're reeling it, like the reel would get really hot from reeling so much. So they kept pouring water onto the reel, which was wasting all the water that we had on the boat, okay? Eventually, we run out of water. We have no more water left. We're still reeling in this fish, and the excursion was only supposed to be 3 to 4 hours, like I said before. So at this point in time, everyone was switching off reeling in the fish because it literally took 5 hours. I'm not even exaggerating, 5 hours to reel this fish in, okay? 5 hours, and our excursion was not even supposed to be that long. So I'm like up there thinking like, 1, I just want to get off this boat, and 2, what the heck is our bus driver supposed to meet us at the beach to pick us up, to bring us back to the resort, right? So I'm just wondering what the heck is going on. Like, we are taking so long, and we're in the middle of the ocean at this point, to the point where there is no land. Like, you cannot see land for miles. It's just water. Everywhere you look, 360 degrees around us, water. Like, I don't even know which direction is which. I don't know where land is. I have no idea. And it's really hot out because it's summer. This is where the story kind of starts getting crazy. We finally get the fish right by the boat. We have no more water. We have no food. And they took a spear and they literally just speared the fish. And I'm sorry for anyone that's like pro-animal. I love animals as well, but like it was crazy. This whole thing is crazy. Just wait, it's gonna get worse. So they spear this fish, and this is the only picture we have of the fish that we caught. So you know what kind of fish we're dealing with. It was a blue marlin. This was how big it was. It was like 250 pounds. Just had to mention that. So they spear the fish and pull the fish onto the boat, okay? So now we finally have this fish 5 hours later, and all of a sudden, the boat just turns off, just completely dies, and the engine area starts filling up with water, and the engine is like leaking black stuff. And so the 2 captains on the boat that do not speak English freak out, okay? They're freaking out, and they're yelling at one another in their language, like the Dominican language, whatever that is. They're just going off, and we have no idea what's going on because we can't understand them. So like they're freaking out. They like are bucketing water off of the boat, like literally. I feel like this should be a movie, like a vacation movie. So finally the boat turns back on, and we're all like, okay, cool, we're good to go. So we start heading back towards shore, but we couldn't see like land forever, but they obviously knew which way was shore. So we start heading back, and we're heading back. We still can't see land by the time that the boat dies again. So the boat dies again, and this time they freak out even more. Like they freak out so much. Like one of the guys literally just strips down to his underwear and just like jumps into the engine area because it's full of water, and I guess like he didn't want to get his pants wet or something, but he completely strips down to his underwear. Like his dong pops out of his underwear, so like, everyone got to see that, you know, and it was just so crazy. So at this point, they're really freaking out, and we have no water, no food. It is so hot. We have been out in the ocean way longer than we were like supposed to be out there. So then they can't get the boat to turn back on, and like, it was taking a lot longer than the first time. So they tell us like, you need to go to the front of the boat. You need to go to the front of the boat. Like they're motioning like, go to the front of the boat. And like this picture like I showed you, like the front of the boat isn't meant for people to be on, you know, it's just more for like the aesthetics of the boat. You know, it goes to a point and it's just like flat white surface. Okay, so they tell us we have to go up there, which keep in mind is not covered by like a ramada or anything, so it's just flat out in the sun. We're already hot, we're already dying, we all have headaches, we're all dehydrated, okay? And to get to the front of the boat, we have to hold on to this side rail that like rails around the side of the boat. We have to hold on to that, and there's like a little ledge, and we have to kind of tiptoe across that while holding onto this like little rail, and we're like scaling across the side of the boat to get to that front area. And like I said, we have people of all sizes in our group, so like this was not an easy task, like even for me. So eventually we all get to the front of the boat, and we're laying out there, and we are just like baking in the sun. We're just so hot, and we were just so done and tired, and like everyone's getting angry, and we're all hungry, and we're freaking out, and they're trying to call people to come rescue us. They don't have service in the middle of the ocean, and we were just like, what the heck is going on? And then finally we see a boat. Okay, we see a boat, and we're all like waving it down, or like, oh my gosh, over here, over here. Like, I felt like I was literally in a movie. It was crazy, okay? So we're waving this boat down, and it starts heading towards us, and we're all cheering, we're all clapping, we're all so happy to see a boat. It starts approaching us, and they didn't have like the little side buoys that you like throw over the edge to like keep the boats from clashing together. So like when this boat approached us, they were literally just like clashing together, because he pulled up like right next to us. It's like super wavy in the middle of the ocean, like there's big waves. So at this point we had to scale back down the side of the boat to get back into like the middle back area where like people are meant to be. So like we all crawl across the side of the boat again, get back down there, and I'm looking, because I was the first one to jump over the side of the boat. So I'm like looking over the edge, and the boats are clashing together like right in front of me. It's wavy. I still feel super sick. I'm so tired. I'm hot. Oh my gosh. I was just very glad to see the boat regardless. Oh, and the best part, guess who the boat that came to rescue us was? It was our freaking bus driver. It was our bus driver. He probably was like wondering where the heck we were. Somehow found us in the middle of the ocean. It's just such a crazy story. So yeah, it was our bus driver, okay? So I'm looking over the side of the boat, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna jump over the boat. So I jump over, and I jump into this boat, and I literally land on a knife this big. And I didn't cut my foot or anything because I wasn't wearing my shoes. I had taken my shoes off. I was just in my swimsuit because I was so hot. Like I wasn't going to be like wearing my clothes on top of that because we were just so hot. So I jump on this huge knife, and I could feel like the metal under my foot. Like I could feel the metal. So like I look down and I see that, and I'm just, what the heck? Are you serious right now? Like what? Did they not think to move the knife before we were all about to jump over into this boat? Obviously they didn't. So then I bend down and pick it up, and I'm like, I'm gonna move this somewhere else and put it over somewhere on the side of the boat. Okay, whatever. So we all jump over, like eventually like we're all in this little tiny boat. And the two captains stay on the fishing boat. Like they did not want to come back with us. I don't know. To this day, I have no idea what happened to them. I don't know if they got back safe. I don't know like if their boat, what happened with their boat. I have no idea, right? But like my whole family, especially my brother, was like, we are not leaving without that fish. Like we just spent 5 hours reeling that fish in. Like that fish is coming on this boat with us. So they throw this like 250-pound fish overboard, like onto our boat. And at that point, we start heading back to shore, and we are just so thankful to be heading back to land. Like, you have no idea, okay? And apparently, this was like the biggest catch of the year in the Dominican. And these fish are worth a lot of money to them, and they were just like, I guess word got out that we had caught this fish. So by the time we get back to shore, there is like so many people waiting for us at the beach. Like all the Dominicans are just there, like waiting for us. There's cameras out, everyone has their phones out, they're recording us. It was just so crazy, okay? They have this giant thing to put the fish on, so like they come and get the fish, and they tied ropes onto either side around the head area and like around the tail area, and they wrap the rope around the tree, and they just like pull it down, so like the fish is now hanging from this tree. And they cut the sword off, and then they cut the stomach, and they like they're like gutting it right there in front of us. It was just like, it was gross, and it was really weird. And apparently like their swords are worth a lot of money. It's not even a swordfish, I don't know what to call it, but like its nose is worth a lot of money there. But my brother was really stupid, and he took that and he threw it back in the ocean because he said it belongs in the ocean. So that got thrown back in the ocean, and that was worth a lot of money to them. That was like a valuable part of the fish. So they were kind of angry that he threw it back in the ocean. But regardless, like, they still wanted the fish itself as well. And they didn't even speak the same language as us, so we couldn't even understand what like all these people were saying as they were like recording us and trying to communicate with us. It was just very, very crazy. So yeah, basically that is my experience in the Dominican. Everything besides that was super fun and we had a great time. But moral of the story, when they tell you don't book outside the resort, no matter where you are in the world, I would take that advice, because if our bus driver never came out to save us, I honestly don't know how that story would have ended. It was just a very surreal experience. I literally felt like I was in a movie the entire time, so it was very crazy. That's basically all I have to share about that story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you watched this far, thanks for watching and tuning in and listening to my story. Like I said, if you are new or haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below and help me out. That'd be super awesome. I'm trying to post more regularly, so forgive me if I don't. I'm super busy, but I'm going to try to vlog more and just upload more content. So bear with me and stay tuned for more. Bye!